Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Geek Authority. We are going to be reviewing King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. So hey guys, like we said, we're going to be reviewing King Arthur, but stick around till the end of the episode to find out who wins this Avengers comic with a Rocket and Groot variant cover. But anyways, let's get to the review. So we got to see the movie about 2 weeks ago. We saw it a while ago. We just had to wait for the embargo to be lifted so we can actually talk about it. I'm glad we waited to review it because when you come out of a free early screening, people tend to be more positive than they need to be.
Yep.
But once the dust settles and you get to really think about what you saw, you get to form a better idea, opinion. Look, I thought the movie was okay. I had seen the trailers for King Arthur. They had looked horrible. I thought that Guy Ritchie and the King Arthur story weren't a good mix. For the most part,
They aren't?
they are. I mean, it's kind of cool, but also it's weird and I don't know. So we were the people who liked it the least. We went with a semi-big group, and we liked it the least out of everyone else. Everyone was kind of over the moon about it, and I didn't really get it then. And reviews started coming out this morning on Rotten Tomatoes, and as of this recording, it's at 18%.
Which is, I think it's better than an 18% personally, but...
It is. I would say it should be like a 40-50%. But I mean, still, most critics, I guess, agree with us. I thought we were in the minority, but we're not. They're not feeling this adaptation. We'll get into details, but Nabil, did you like it?
I liked parts of it, but overall, I mean, it's not a great movie. I feel like Guy Ritchie just makes everything very action schlocky and puts his own touch, which I don't think works for franchises like Sherlock Holmes or...
Yeah, I didn't even want to watch the Sherlock Holmes movies because
I've watched Sherlock Holmes and he kind of does the same thing there as he does here. He tries to appeal to the mass public that don't really get into these movies.
Sherlock Holmes punching people in slow motion, I was like, that's not for me.
This is kind of more of the same.
I'm going to give him my positives. I liked Charlie Hunnam as the lead. He was very likable. I'm not a big fan of him normally, but he was very likable in this. I like some of the action scenes. I like a lot of the dialogue. The dialogue was pretty funny at some times. It was very Guy Ritchie. There's some scenes that you feel were shot in a back alley in London, the way people are talking to each other. It's very gangsterish. I thought that was cool, and that's Guy Ritchie's flair right there. A lot of the action I didn't like because it felt like a 12-year-old playing with his action figures. It would go from slow motion to fast motion, and he would zoom in and then zoom out. While the CGI was cool in most parts, there were some parts where it didn't work for me, especially the final battle sequence. I felt like I was watching a video game straight up. But I mean, there are cool elements to this. You can find something to like about it, but it's just not great. So some dialogue, some performances. And the movie, was never boring. To its credit, I was never bored. The pace moves very fast. There's always something happening. There's always something interesting to look at. I thought a lot of the creature designs were excellent. One of my negatives is that we never got to really see these creatures for more than just a few seconds.
Because it gets through montages.
Yeah, there's a whole part where Arthur has to go to I forgot what it was called, the Darklands, to do some kind of trial. And instead of giving us a 10 to 15 minute sequence, it was a 3-minute montage, so there's all these amazing creatures that I'm sure a bunch of animators slaved over computers for hours to make them look photorealistic.
We get 10 minutes tops.
And then you see 2 seconds of that creature and then that's it. I wanted to sort of let it marinate, and I wanted to see that stuff and enjoy it.
Some of the problems with this movie have to do with all the montages that they put into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of montages as well.
At the beginning, they kind of give you the montage of his life.
Because they want to keep it fast and ADHD kids. I'm like, all right, keep going fast. People got ADD.
And I got a problem with that. I like stories being developed slowly and enjoyably, character development and stuff.
Yeah, it was still kind of fun. Would you recommend King Arthur?
To an extent, yes. I think that there is a lot of fun to be had in the movie. For the people that like the King Arthur story, like the original King Arthur story, it's not going to appeal to them as much. It's too aimed at the mass public, just like the Sherlock Holmes movies were. It's
too stylized for me. So I would recommend it if you want to watch a cool action movie that you're not going to love. You're going to walk away from it and you're going to forget it within 2 days. That's what I think of it. For example, I love The Sword in the Stone, the old cartoon. It's a classic. I love the Merlin miniseries with Sam Neill. Also, there's no Merlin in this movie. I had to point that out. No Merlin, so if you like Merlin, like myself, and he's one of your favorite characters...
Yeah, but you're going to get him in those sequels you're never going to get.
I still enjoyed it. I would recommend it, but I would definitely recommend, say, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 over this movie. Now, I want to sort of go into a tangent real quick, if you guys will bear with me.
I'll bear with you.
About market. So we get access to some box office numbers. And it's come to our attention that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is doing horribly
Tanking.
in Lebanon. It's tanking. It's one of the lowest openings for a superhero movie. And that just brings up the topic of how movies are marketed here and the lack of marketing for certain movies. So for example, King Arthur. We didn't love it. I'll tell you that the marketing here in the Middle East, in Lebanon, has been kick-ass. The people at Warner Brothers know how to sell a movie. Even if it sucks, they'll fucking shove it down your throat and convince you that it's good and it's worth watching.
They give you a bunch of like pre-screenings. They give you a bunch of...
They do pre-screenings. They make an effort. Guardians of the Galaxy...
Got nothing.
It got nothing, and I get it. Okay, I'm sure that the distributors make most of their money in Dubai and in other countries, and they don't really see Lebanon as a huge market where they want to put any effort, so they don't even try to market it, and I get it. You're hurting those franchises, you're hurting these movies. A franchise like Guardians that needs a bit of a push because people aren't familiar with these characters. Okay, they're familiar with Beauty and the Beast. It's sold based on just its IP. People know what it is, they're gonna go watch it. But
Guardians is unknown
kind of
mostly.
Yeah, Guardians are unknown, especially
And
in
it kind of
Lebanon.
happened in the same for the first movie. It tanked as well.
Yeah, it didn't do very well, and like it's crazy. So for example, I'm sure, and I'll bet anyone $20 that King Arthur is gonna make 5 times as much money in Lebanon than Guardians. But in the States and internationally, it's gonna tank compared to Guardians. But I'll also say this, King Arthur is not going to do well in the States. I'm telling you this from now.
Yeah.
Sword and sorcery movies don't do well at all at the box office. But I feel I have a responsibility to sort of, I have the show Geek Authority and I want to tell people to watch good movies and watch Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you have seen it and you liked it, recommend it to other people because the marketing department at Disney here is not doing its job and they're not going to tell you to watch it because honestly they don't give a shit about whether or not it makes any money. But for some reason I do. Go check it out. No, we're definitely not being paid to tell you any of this.
I get no money. I want money, but I get nothing.
The local Disney branch doesn't pay anyone to do anything. They don't even want to pay to promote their own movies. So the winner of this comic book is Marwa and Shasi. Marwa, congratulations. You have earned this fine comic book.
Piece of art.
We'll send you a message and we'll figure out how you can pick it up. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Make sure to like The Comic Stash on Facebook and on Instagram. Make sure to like Heyoka on Facebook and on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. Leave comments. We're going to be doing more giveaways hopefully soon. There's a bunch of movies coming out this summer.
Yep.
Lots of kick-ass stuff, so we'll hopefully have some stuff to give you. I am Anthony. You can follow me on Instagram at Geek Sargon.
Nabil, don't follow me on Instagram.
Probably a good idea. Thanks for watching, guys.